Okay, hello everyone. I'm Jeff Boccaccio from the Systems Lab, and today we're going to be comparing two of the most prominent Bitcoin exchange traded funds, ETFs, on the US markets, GBTC and IBIT. Now, a little bit of history. Going back on January 11th, 2024, so a little over a year ago, 11 Bitcoin ETFs were listed on US exchanges and after finally getting SEC approval. And today there's two of these that are the most popular, really. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, GBTC, which has actually been around since about 2015, but was trading over the counter until it was allowed to be released on US exchanges. We've been trading it at the Systems Lab since around 2022 or so. And then you've got the iShares Bitcoin Trust, IBIT, which is BlackRock's ETF, and that's been gaining a lot of market share over the last year or so. So, here's a little comparison of the two, like basically 1 year stats. So going back to from Feb 2024 to Feb 2025, um, the performance, if we start in this sort of top left column or quadrant, matches pretty well, right? You only see one chart there or one data series, but there's actually two. It's just that they track so well that you don't even see the other one. But from a cumulative flow of money, that is, there's been a lot of money coming out of GBTC since these guys were all released, and the money's been going into IBIT. So, here the ETF Central, which is where we got this data from, is reporting 36 billion in inflows of IBIT versus 15 billion of outflows of GBTC. I've actually seen it higher than that on other sites as well. So what's going on here and why is that the case? And maybe just before we get to that, the assets under management you can see now are up there at, sort of 19 billion for GBTC, but 56 billion for IBIT. So quite a big difference there. And what's the reasoning behind all this? Well, some people would say it's BlackRock's reputation. They're a well-known player with their iShares brand, but really the expense ratio. So it costs a lot more to hold GBTC at 1.5% versus BlackRock's, where you get basically the same thing for a quarter of a percent. Now, as far as trading is concerned, like which is what we're doing, we're sort of short-term trading. It's probably not going to make too much of a difference because we're not really holding for short-term trades at least. But it's worth kind of pointing out. Okay, so let's have another look at a different metric, which would be like performance in an actual trading system. So this is the PRX trading system. It's our flagship trading system for the Systems Lab. And this is an intraday system running on 3-minute charts. There's no overnight holds on this. It assumes a 100 grand account risking $1,000 per trade, which is about 1%. Um, and it's the same configuration that we're including as a case study for our upcoming release of this system for automation. So it's going to be fully automatable. And this is a configuration that we're using on that just for the people that are subscribing there. And so when you compare these two, you can see that they're actually really similar. The charts look very similar. The drawdowns look similar behind it, the purple ones. Um, if you look a little bit closer at the numbers, GBTC does better from a return point of view, so a bit higher on the actual return. I'm going to do percentages. So 30, what is that, 35% ish versus 29% ish. And also GBTC does better from drawdowns slightly. So the drawdowns only about 5% on GBTC versus 5.8 on IBIT. But overall, really, these guys are tracking really well. So at the end of the day, it kind of comes down to personal choice, and really, maybe whatever happens to say GBTC versus IBIT, maybe IBIT becomes like the more dominant, more popular one, and ends up trading better. But for now, it looks like GBTC is doing quite well, which is what we've been used to trading it on. Um, but it's always good to look at what other things are available, and it's kind of nice to know that there are alternatives, right? Um, just before we wrap up, if you are interested at all in sort of what we're doing in the PRX automation, have a look at our website at www.thesystemslabinc.com, and you can check it out there. And you can just drop your name onto this sort of little waiting list, and we'll let you know as soon as it's out. We're expecting to have this released really soon.